Hey, nerdy sports fan here. We're into week 12 NFL action now. And this week we have the Denver Broncos going to visit my hometown Buffalo Bills. Bills Mafia for life. That's right. Um, so the Broncos are 3-7. The Bills are 7-3. Some would say their seasons, could very easily be flip-flopped. Um, the Broncos have given away four fourth quarter leads. The Bills have come back from fourth quarter leads. Fourth quarter deficits. This could very easily be flipped. This is how tight the NFL is. This is why culture matters. This is why leadership matters. Your team captains. These games are tight, and it's the little things that win it for you. Not turning the ball over as much, not getting penalized. Those are things that all coaches preach. Some are more effective than others at getting the production out of people. And the Bills don't necessarily have complex schemes or overwhelming talent. What they do have is a very consistent coaching model. They have people that coach the basics and really preach discipline. And it seems to work out. I'm not sure how that's going to do long term. Josh Allen is a big factor in how they develop in the coming seasons. Nobody knows what he's going to be at this point. But what he is right now is a lot better than what Denver's got. So Denver's on their second quarterback of the season. Joe Flacco got hurt a few weeks back. They've been using Brandon Allen, not related to Josh, and it'll be obvious this game. Brandon Allen has been more fun to watch than Flacco. He's more mobile, but he's taking sacks, he's throwing picks, he's doing the things that you would expect a young quarterback to do. And this is the reason that the later round guys don't exactly get as much shine. They're not given the opportunity to screw up like first round quarterbacks are. The front office believed in the first round quarterback so much that they've got to do every last little thing they can to make sure that guy succeeds. They don't have to do that with fifth rounders, seventh rounder, whoever. Those guys don't get the kid gloves. And you either sink or swim entirely on your own. And that's what you're seeing on either side of the ball here. You have Josh Allen, who's going to get coddled for at least another season, versus Brandon Allen, where if he has another bad game, he'll be lynched in the parking lot, and you'll never hear from him again. Nobody will care. Nobody. They just gone. On to the next one. And these guys, I don't know. Brandon Allen has not exactly had so little success that you can't see something out of him. And I don't know, his mistakes aren't any worse than what we've seen out of some first round quarterbacks in their first year in an offense, running a team. So it's just interesting to see the fan bases react in such different ways to quarterbacks that are, very flawed. And that's entirely because of draft status. Entirely. But anyways, the Bills are playing at home. Both teams have strengths and weaknesses that are, pretty similar. They rely on their defenses. They need to have the running game working in the offense in order to do anything. The offensive lines haven't necessarily provided the greatest protection. Denver's offensive line is far worse than Buffalo's. And Buffalo's probably because of Josh Allen more so than the offensive line. I will say that. The sacks and things of that nature, the pressure that's been generated, not necessarily the offensive line's fault, whereas it's most certainly the offensive line's fault in Denver. I anticipate the Bills' defensive front, which is on par with what Minnesota's is, will get pressure much like Minnesota's did. Their defensive secondary is better than Minnesota's. So I anticipate that Courtland Sutton will not have the kind of game that he had against Minnesota. I would expect that Tre'Davious White will have a big thing to say about whatever Sutton wants to do. And White is one of the best corners in the league. He's going to be able to shut that guy down. No questions asked. It's a matter of what the rest of the team can do. And Phillip Lindsay can be dangerous. The Bills' defense has not been good against the run the past few weeks. They have had spurts with that, though. So, Washington put up 100 yards in the first half. They only put up 7 in the second half as far as rushing goes. So the Bills' defensive staff and defensive coaching knows how to stop the run. It's just a matter of whether or not they decide to do it. And of late, they haven't decided to do it. We'll see, though. We'll see. I do anticipate that still being a problem this week for them. So, fantasy football-wise, start Phillip Lindsay. He's going to have a good production. Bench Sutton. He's definitely not going to do a damn thing against Tre'Davious White. Both defenses can have very strong games in this game. I think there will be turnovers. There will be sacks to be had on both sides. It's going to be low scoring. I would anticipate neither team to reach 20 points. But the Bills are better suited in their construction right now to deal with that kind of game, especially playing at home. So I think with Devin Singletary, Frank Gore, the talented Josh Allen running the ball against a team that's, not perfect against running. I mean, they were taken advantage of in a lot of cases in the running game. They're much better against the pass, I think. And, that's not the strength of the Bills. They're going to run it down your throat. So, yeah, it's going to be the Bills' game to lose. This will be close. Denver can easily come out of Buffalo with a win. I just don't see it happening because of team leadership and coaching being more consistent on the Buffalo side than it has been on the Denver side. Denver has mismanaged games, and that's why they've lost 4 fourth-quarter leads. The Bills have managed games very well. That's why they've won tight games. That's the difference. And that's all the difference you need sometimes in this league. So you need to start John Brown. Doesn't matter who he's playing against. He is the go-to for Josh Allen. He will get targets, and he's extremely talented. He's extremely fast. He runs good routes. He's going to get open. He will make catches. So expect 9 to 10 reception out of him every week. Stay away from Cole Beasley. You've got better options there. I just dropped Devin Singletary. I got upset with their disuse of him. He has much greater ability than what they actually use him for in this offense. So, I mean, if you held on to him, great, but yeah, I dropped him in favor of Scarborough this week. Those are the kinds of moves you make when you're trying to ramp up for the playoffs. Low risk, high reward. I don't need Singletary in my lineup, so dropping him for somebody who could blow up is an upgrade. But yeah, John Brown needs to be started. And for Denver, Phillip Lindsay needs to be started. Both defenses are solid plays. Ignore everything else. Josh Allen, if you have to start a quarterback, is actually pretty good. He runs the ball enough to get those rushing statistics. He could put up 30 points in this game just because of rushing production. The Bills are 4-point favorites. I don't think that's enough. I don't. In a game like this, you will win by a touchdown. I don't think either team eclipses 20 points because both defenses are very strong. But this could very much be like an 18-10 kind of game, or 14-7, somewhere in that range. And yeah, I just think the scoring opportunities are going to be knocked down. So it'll be 1 to 1.5 score difference, and it'll be in the Bills' favor. So I would bet them this week. Hit up the rest of my videos for more fantasy football advice that may be a little less biased than this game, obviously. And like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, guys. Thanks.